Hi guys, I'm Nagadir-chan, and welcome to my review for Beastars episode 4. This episode is my second most favorite one so far. I think first most favorite one is second one, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this one was really great also. Like, oh my god, I don't know where to start. So previously, Louis Senpai kinda fell down because he broke his leg. It wasn't just sprain, he broke it because of what he was doing on stage, I guess. And he just fell down and was unconscious, so they brought him to school infirmary or whatever it is called. And there he was told that he broke his leg and can't continue with play, which is problematic because Adler role is very important for Louis and his ideals and such. So he was kind of mad about it, even though he didn't show it. There were all people from drama club and they were kind of feeling sorry for him, and he hated that because Louis obviously doesn't like when people feel pity for him or thinks that he's a weakling, so he doesn't want to show any kind of weakness. And I can understand that. That's very relatable. I do really understand that. Though I still don't like his personality, I love his character. He is so intriguing and interesting, and I can definitely see that he probably has something bad happening to him in the past, so that's why he's how he is. So I'm wondering how his whole story will unveil. I'm really interested in his character. So he was kinda mad about it that everyone was around him and feeling sorry for him, and he hated that because he just don't want to be seen as a weakling. But because he can't continue with the play, he decided another guy to play. It was I don't remember his name, but it was a tiger guy. And he was really glad that he will be playing this role. He felt like he can finally shine on the stage and show them that he's a carnivore, so he can show them his strength and show them that even carnivores are have a spotlight or something like that. He just wanted to prove himself, which is understandable too. But because Tiger Guy was one of the, I guess, enemies of Adler, they needed another guy to play one of the enemies, so decided for Legoshi. Poor guy didn't seem like he wanted to do that. He's, from what I understand, Legoshi is a guy who don't like attention, and he don't want to be in a spotlight most of the time. It's it doesn't seem like a guy who would want to, and he's part of the drama club just doing lighting and such, so he probably doesn't want to play anything. But I decided for him to play the role of one of the enemies of Adler. Didn't seem like it really and I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand Louis and Legoshi because they actually, both of them have these characteristics I do have. I don't like attention and I don't like showing any weaknesses, so that's kind of weird because they're two different characters, but they have similar traits to myself. So it's kind of weird feeling, but okay. Yeah, I really wonder how that will go. And there was really cool fight when Tiger and Legoshi were rehearsing. And Tiger was really glad that he can finally fight full on with his full strength because, Louis is herbivore, so he's not that strong. And tigers are, holy hell, they're extremely strong animals. I think they are one of the strongest cats in the world. Probably they are strongest cats. I don't think lions are as strong as tigers. Yeah, and biggest cats, if we don't like put kinda half breeds into that picture. So yeah, and he really enjoyed a fighting scene with Legoshi. And what I really found funny was that Legoshi like was on a stand. She was like, I'm not good at this. I don't have great reaction time and reflexes. But he fought very extremely well. He's really underestimating himself. That's kind of funny. Yeah, he doesn't believe in himself at all. But he was like going toe in toe with Tiger-kun. So the fighting scene of, especially this scene when they were rehearsing, was really great. It was nice choreography, amazing. I really loved it. It was a really great scene. And I think soundtrack there was also really cool. Because in this episode there is also really cool soundtrack, especially in fighting scenes. So that was really, really cool. Yeah. So Tiger was all happy that he can finally show his strength, and he wanted to present a completely different Adler than Louis is presenting. But because Louis is he's a star of the school, there is kind of pressure, because even though Tiger wants to present what he believes in, like, there is no sure that people will like it. And because they prefer Louis, it's kind of sad that he probably doesn't have any kind of chance. That was what I was thinking, even like before the whole ending scene thing kind of happened. I was like, you seem so happy about like thinking this will work, but I don't think so. People came for Louis and they would be disappointed. You would need to be extremely, extremely good to like outshine Louis, basically, and I don't think it's possible. So even I was very skeptic. Poor Tiger-kun. Then we kind of found before just the play finally started. Tiger like came in a backstage, and Legoshi immediately started smelling something, and he was kind of like very interested. And then I was like, okay, this is very suspicious. Funny, Tiger just ran away, but Legoshi followed him, and we find out that he had a vial of rabbit blood with him. I guess it's something like drugs. They are carnivores. Of course, they love meat and blood, but here in this town, everything they eat is just vegetables. So they don't basically taste meat ever, I guess, which is interesting idea. I mean, they're carnivores, but they're basically making them vegans against their will, which is... yeah, I mean, I understand this is a society where carnivore animals and herbivore lives together, and it would be weird to give carnivores some kind of meat, but still, like, I can understand why he wants something. And because they don't eat meat or anything like that, even the tiniest little bit thing they can like find somewhere, basically made him high. He wanted to have it with him to kind of, I guess, not to feel that pressured on stage, I guess, to like kind of ease himself. Legacy was very mad about it, I guess because it was rabbit blood, and he just had, a special time with Haru, who is also rabbit, so it's kinda intermixed in his mind. It's interesting, seems there is some kind of a black market with these kind of things, which is understandable, I mean, it makes sense. I wonder if it will be playing in the future. Yeah, I can definitely see that, like, people, especially carnivores, like, trying to get some specialties, like blood or maybe even meat in a black market. And so they had a talk, then they decided to play finally. Tiger-kun was quite still nervous. I'm not sure if he took the blood, probably not. He just had it with him. I'm not exactly sure if he took it. yeah, if we drink at least a little bit of it. He seemed very nervous, which is, I can see that, like I've said, a lot of pressure. It seemed like he underestimated the role because Louis is always looking so extremely flawless and graceful and, this kind of stuff. And when he was playing with it, I realized, like, oh, this is harder than I thought, because he was kind of like, oh yeah, I can do it, it's easy, whatever. Not just like running around and doing your lines. There need to be more into it, if you understand me. So then the Legoshi went on a stage and he was still really, really mad. Like extremely mad, and he was like, I'm done with hiding everything or pretending something or whatever, and he just went in and punched the hell out of a tiger-kun. It was very visceral, raw scene when he just jumped on him, sat on him, and just punched him again and again and again and again. Like everyone in the seats were kind of like, okay, is this a part of a play or not? This is kind of weird. His friends couldn't do anything because I think all of them were just either herbivores, so they weren't strong enough to took two very strong carnivores like apart. And if there was any kind of carnivore, it was just small ones, so they wouldn't help at all. So they were kind of panicking a little bit. Legoshi was mad as hell. I really loved the voice actor. I mean, there wasn't much voice acting if you don't count growling and yelling or, this raw, emotional, just, I don't know. It was very emotional. I really loved that. And Tiger kind of got pissed that, like, how he can do this to him, that he's proud to be tiger, that he's proud to be carnivore, and like he hates his guts that he's trying to look like a weakling and he don't understand him. And Legoshi just don't understand this kind of tiger. Like, it was interesting that they both were carnivores but living differently, and then they kind of had a very hard time to understand each other, like their different ways of living. One was embracing what he is, other wasn't. It was kind of like, it seemed like Legoshi is scared what he can do, but not this time. So Tiger got pissed and kind of just crushed Legoshi. That was like, the scene was very painful. Like all the scrunching noises, and I was like, oh, ouchie. Even though it wasn't much scene, I could really feel the pain. It was like really, really well done. Then they were like having a talk. People in the seats didn't know if this is a part of the play or not. They were like kind of surprised and didn't know what they should be doing. Tiger was talking with Legoshi how horribly hypocritic he is. I mean, yeah, Legoshi is kinda hypocritic a little bit, but he's trying to fight his instincts. This guy is like, oh, whatever, I don't care, I just want to be carnivore. Whatever. Because Legoshi hurt Haru and he couldn't, like, fought against his instinct like he would want to. He likes Haru as a normal person, but he also likes Haru as a carnivore, if you know what I mean. So I guess it's kind of mixed up in his head and he don't know what he is supposed to do about it. Yeah, he's confused. Legoshi is very confused, Wolfie. So Tiger was like calling him hypocrite, and it could, like, obviously you could see that it hurted Legoshi a bit, because he wants to live like a normal, nice wolf, but still he has this side and he can help with it. So he was hurt physically, but also mentally. So I don't know what he will be doing with that. Yeah. And like I said, Tiger-kun crushed him a little bit and hurt him in the back, but Louis just jumped for the save. Like, I mean, he was probably mad that Tiger is butchering his Adler scene. Like, it was important role for him. So, okay, you're butchering my Adler, biatch. Stop doing that. So he went in, saved Legoshi. They continued playing and kinda changed the way play was. So I guess it ended up even better than it was before because it was cool. There were a lot of great fights, a lot of drama. Nobody in a theater probably understood like what the hell is going on, but it's cool, I guess. And Tiger ran away kind of scared because even Lois is like herbivore, his presence is very strong. And they finished the play in a cool way. Yeah, that was really cool, especially that Lois saved. I really like that. Like, he came in and helped Legoshi. They had like this cute little moment when he was helping him to stand up. And yeah, I like the fact the Legoshi and Louis, what kind of dynamic they have, relationship. It's interesting. Yeah, I want to know more about the characters. But I really loved how that Legoshi kind of went so aggressive. Yeah, and it was intentional, which was also really cool. He, for the first time, I guess, embraced that he's a strong wolf, strong carnivore, and was like, I don't care, and just beat the hell out of the guy, even though in the end he kinda lost because Tiger was stronger. Yeah, I like that. I do really like that. I wonder how this will impact both of them, especially Legoshi. How this will impact him. I'm kind of worried about him. But I hope he will find something in between, like presenting himself as a weakling and being like crazy, mad, hunting wolf. Something between that, please. So this was a really great episode. I loved it. The soundtrack, the characters and their improvement and their chemistry and their relationships and how they act with each other is just amazing. And I want to know more about them, especially about Louis B, because he's still kind of a mystery, even though I'm kind of figuring him out. And I love their dynamics, so yeah, 9.5 out of 10. It was almost as good as the second episode. And I think that's all, so yeah. Goodbye and see you next time.